here again. I'm here to do a knowledge sharing again. When it, I'm gonna call do a knowledge sharing session here. Again, the topic which I chose is a buzz today, as Malika mentioned. AI essentials for project managers. I'll share my screen and probably
Started. Divakar started it.
request to the all audience. Thanks. Be patient. I think if you have any questions, please make a note. In each and every slide, I would take a pause and ask for a question. If anyone has, please unmute. I'll not be able to see the people who have raised hands. I'll not be able to see, but when I raise a query asking for a question, please unmute and then you can ask your questions. That's a model that I'll go with. Okay. Hope I am audible and loud and clear before I start. Can someone confirm?
Yeah, Divakar, please go ahead.
Thanks, guys. And you're able to see my screen? AI Essentials for Project Manager?
Yes, Divakar.
Thank you. Thanks, team. Once again, good morning. And as I mentioned, I'll talk about this. This is not a new subject to everybody who are in this forum. I've looked into most of the known faces here, and this is not a new to every one of us. We have been doing on daily basis. I'll just touch base this. Definitely, there is a lot of learning that we can do in this area, and a lot of opportunities where we can excel, especially people from quality background, process background. They can scale themselves to excel in this area. Okay. With this, I'll move on. The agenda for my session would be the first two topics. I'll stick to 1 hour. I'll try to do a double click of first two topics. Third and fourth is just for your eyes. What are the key things that we will talk about? I'll cover some AI patterns and how exactly it is integrated with project management. Some use cases on where exactly we'll go through each and every use case again. And then in the second point on the prompt engineering, we'll talk about what are the two top techniques for prompt engineering, how we can leverage our chat GPT or Gemini or Copilot using this prompt engineering techniques, which is definitely a worth to use for a project manager. With that caveat, again, as I mentioned, this is not a rocket science and this is not full blown. I'm just a beginner in this journey and I learned something and I wanted to share this. Okay, I'm sorry, sir. Double check. Sure. Thanks, sir. Actually, I was using two screen. I'm not sure whether I was sharing this screen or that. Sorry. Thanks, Hari. Okay. Probably please unmute, and if you have any glitches on the technical side, please let me know. I'll happy to get this. Okay. So far, so good. Any other expectations out of this session? Okay, let me move on, assuming no. So what is AI? I'll not talk about. This is definition that I directly took from Google, which says that it's a field of science concerned with building computers and machines that can reason, learn, and act in such a way that would normally require human intelligence or that involves data whose scale exceeds what humans can analyze. That is a standard definition when I Googled what is AI. But where can AI be leveraged? The key elements of AI are perception, where the ability to understand the environment to process that data that environment provides. So what do we mean by perception? In a human brain also, right? Perception is primarily whatever the background that my subconscious mind has taken. Based on that, my perception will be for any action. So the AI will help us on based on the inputs, based on the environment that AI has learned, provide us a perception. That's the first key element of AI. Second, the prediction, which we might be using with a lot of statistical models, especially the process guys in level 4. We have used the prediction models and what is my defect prediction model, effort prediction models, risks prediction models. There are many prediction models. What is prediction? With this AI will help us based on the historical data, the patterns that we are in providing. It will recognize some of the patterns and analyze the data and do the prediction of what it is. Okay, especially I think in CMI level 4 we have done a lot on the prediction side. Planning is another area, which is another third key element, which which is basically based on the historical information again, perceived lessons learned. Like we have some lessons learned from the previous historical data. Based on the historical data, this will help us to say that okay, this is what you should make. This is what your decisions. Again, based on perception, prediction, and then both of them coming together as a planning inputs where we do decision making and start building the plans. These are the three key elements of AI. Okay. The keys. See this. Hide. Okay. Seven key. So within these three elements, right? Where are use cases on where exactly we use this AI? So these are the key 7 pillars. Again, this is from the cognitive analytics. They categorized as 7 levers or patterns of AI. These are the areas where we leverage AI in today's world. Let me reduce this. Okay. The most important thing, the autonomous system. I think we have been using since more than a decade to automating some of the tasks and helping that. So apart from that, from task automation to automation, we'll see that what is autonomous systems. And conversation and human interactions is another pillar, which primarily in terms of interactions with a human being, like we have voice assistants, IVRs, chatbots, where we provide input and that we will have a direct interaction with them. So that is the second area of AI implementation. Goal driven systems. It can be games like chess games that we have. Those have a goal driven, like I want I want a beginner level chess game. So the goal driven goal is set, and based on the goal, the system responds to you. The games or anywhere you say that okay, I have a resource optimization that I have to say I cannot use more than 5 people in this area. So you set some goals and you set some constraints to it, and it will help you to provide an output or plan. Janani, can you go on mute, please? Thank you. Sorry, guys, if you have any queries, I'll take a pause and then you can unmute and ask question. But please make yourself be on mute while I am talking. I don't want to get disturbed. Other teams get disturbed. Thanks for understanding. Hyper personalization. That's the key area where you might have seen based on your Google search. You will get the based on your patterns where you search and all that. Your Amazon gives or Netflix gives you the right recommended shopping items or recommended series that you want to do. That's an hyper personalization. Is primarily more of a individualization of by leveraging AI. Patterns and anomaly detection. It is primarily on the risk and fraud detection, which is majorly used in GRC forums, governance, risk and compliance forums, where you identify where can fraud happen, where is risk detections in the insurance world, in the banking worlds, all that based on the patterns. This helps you to identify frauds and risks. So it will identify the risk, any anomalies in the process that will help you. Predictive analytics is primarily on the prediction, identifying based on the historical patterns, historical data. You do a prediction, do your continuous improvement plan, or it can be a action plans based on the predicted values. Recognition is more on image reading, image detections. Like we have our AI-based image readers, voice, facial recognition. Our mobiles have a facial recognition. All this are one of the patterns of AI. I'll take a pause. Any questions so far? This is all Gyan, which is generic, which you already know. I just want to touch base because before I get into the main subject, I want to tell what is AI, people who don't know or people who want to just refresh themselves. Any questions so far? Okay, let me move on. I assume no question. So I talked about autonomous, right? So if you remember from the day when we started automating in the process automation world, so machines, we started using machines in the manufacturing itself. So starting from a basic mechanical machine to an automated lathe machines, automated in from the mechanical world I'm talking about. So from a machine world to a human world. So world is moving from a automating world where we primarily focused on automating the tasks, automating the activities to an assisting world where the complexity increases, which in assisting world it helps you to do a decision making in terms of risk analysis, risk predictions, cost benefit analysis. It will help you to take a decision. That is what is assisting. Today, the world is moving towards, already moved towards augmenting in some of the areas, which is primarily on uh, in the project management side. It's decision making of a programs, critical programs. What should be a program which I should focus on in terms of prioritization, all that. So this is where the efficiency of AI's efficiency is moving from an automation to an augmenting world. So from a machine to a human world, which is directly interacting with a human brain. So that is what the journey that we have. Some trends again, E and Y is reshaping their operations with involving robots to do some of their operational activities. CIO.com said AI native software engineering may be closer than developers think. CIOs under pressure to deliver AI outcomes faster. These are some of the key buzzwords that we are hearing. And we, with the latest agentic AI, people are saying people now there will be less number of physical humans than the AI world. So these are some of the key pointers that I want to call out. Again, not to worry. Again, there are areas that we need. Again, coming back to my subject, I'll talk about in each use case in the respective phase, AI through project lifecycle. Again, this is where I want to touch base as part of this. Before I move on, any questions or anything that you want to cover? Again, I'll cover more on the what are the use cases that in a project lifecycle AI can be leveraged. That's the key context I would stick to. Let me move on. In the project life cycle, again, I don't want to tell what are the project life cycles phases. So again, it starts from a planning phase. In the planning phase, AI can be leveraged to tailor project data, do the project management approaches and methodologies to better suit the current project needs. So these are some of the use cases. Again, how do we do? Definitely the key technique uh, on doing this are our prompt engineering. So we'll talk about prompt engineering. Before getting into prompt engineering, I would like to just touch base what are the use cases we can leverage AI in the project management planning. So in project prioritization, the first use case is project prioritization. If you want to prioritize your projects, you have 100 plus or 1000 plus projects. What are the projects that I should prioritize? So AI can help us based on your data-driven analysis on the return on investment and the success criteria of a program. Like what is the business impact? What you can establish a project prioritization. Say that okay, these are the key success factors for my program to prioritize. Set those key success factors and give the project data that these are the set of programs, like say 100 programs I have. Help me give what are the top 5 programs that I should focus on first. So AI will help you to do that prediction, do that analysis, and help you to identify what are the top 5 programs or project prioritizations. That's the first use case on the prioritization. Risk management, again, based on your historical project data and project conditions that you are into. When you give a simply trigger to a chat GPT, say that, okay, help me provide a risk management for this program with a historical data of similar projects that we have executed in this program. the potential risk that has happened, the risks that has occurred in the previous projects, lessons learned, all that. When you give the data to this AI, it will help you to identify what can be your potential risks and mitigations. It will suggest you what will be the suggested mitigation strategies. That is on the risk management use case. Resource allocation, again, it will help you to identify project needs, current capabilities. We'll do some use cases once we get into the prompt engineering thing. I have planned for that in the last 15-20 minutes. I just want to cover what are the use cases and then just go through them. On the resource allocation, primarily when once you provide the project needs, like say, okay, I have these many people, this is the skill set, this is what I want, and it will help you to provide optimized resource allocation. Scheduling, again, that's another area where you can leverage schedule for your milestone planning. Create a project plan. It will help you. You don't have to spend a lot of hours to create a project plan. You just have to say chat GPT and give a sample data saying with a set of milestones, say that these are the milestones and these are the resources. It will help you to do the scheduling. That's the key use case that we can leverage. Creating business use cases, again, if you want to create a charter, business charter, with a set of areas or pointers that you want to give. Again, why I'm saying pointers, those are the key prompts that you should feed in. Whatever you feed in, it's simple. If for any AI, garbage in, garbage out. If you dump a garbage, you'll get a garbage. So if you give a right input to the AI, you will get a right output to AI. That is where the key crux of prompt engineering comes in. We'll talk about that down the line. Vendor selection, again, you can help, AI can help you to do a vendor selection. You can set the criteria. Okay, this is the criteria. I have these 1,000 vendors, and help me who are the right top 5 vendors that I can do. So with all your criteria, provide those learning to AI. It will do all the math and help you to identify, do the vendor selection. These are some of the use cases in planning. I'll take a pause. Any questions so far? Okay, let me move on. In the decision making, again, this is the common thing that we have been using AI, leveraging decision making. So you do give a complex data, and this will efficiently analyze and provide you what are the decisions that you should do. On the automated testing, again, in QE world, I am from a QE world, and we have been leveraging AI in QE to generate test cases. So you give a historical data to generate and prioritize your test cases. That's one of the key thing in the testing world. We can leverage AI. Again, there are machine learning process that we have to feed in for the application and all that. Once you do that learning process, you can do the automated testing easily. Analyzing project trends, again, based on your historical data and the current data that you do, it will help you to provide, okay, what are the anomalies in this, the current data that you have given from your historical data. So that deviation analysis, all that metrics, basic deviation analysis or kappa that we do can be done by AI. Again, all these, the caveat for all these use cases are whatever we are learning, providing inputs to the AI, the output will be accordingly. In project monitoring, again, it can help you to create project reports, use AI in scheduling, reportings, say that, okay, this is what the data that I'm looking, and I have this data, and then help me generate these reports. It will help you build very good charts. It will help you. Only thing is you have to put your prompt saying that I want output in this form. So you will get a very good reports. Project tracking can be done once you I've seen one Copilot integration in one of the client where they have a real-time integration with Copilot. You don't have to, Jira boards are integrated with the Copilot, and you just give a prompt, you'll get the right report in the Copilot. So that is a way that we can leverage AI. Project health statistics, again, based on your data like reports, the tracking that we do, it will also help you to say, okay, whether your project is red, amber, green, what is the status, what are the risks that you have based on your historical performance or historical data that you have fed in. So these are some of the use cases for project monitoring. On communication collaboration, again, you might have seen already in Zoom, in our Teams, you have a automated note taking citations or recording session. So you have once you end the call, you get the entire notes of the call. So that is one of the key thing that today AI is leveraged automated communications. It also have a capability to trigger an email to the respective people. Okay, these are the audience. This was the notes. So let's trigger an email to this. If you make that, that will help you to trigger the emails also. So, and then if there are any from the meetings, right, in any of these meetings, and you want to do what are my action items, what are the to-do lists, AI can help you to do that. Copilot, our teams are already, this capability is already there. Only you have to enable that as part of your AI compliance. Moving on, knowledge management. Again, this is another area where we can leverage AI by identifying what are my documentation needs, what should be the key. You don't need to see when you are looking for some context or some text or some technique that you want to do. Once your database, your quality management system is integrated with AI, you just have to tell what you are looking for. It will tell you like a knowledge KUDB kind of knowledge database that will help you to, okay, this is the scenario, this is what you are looking for, and it will help you provide the inputs. So that's where knowledge management is leveraged. Cost management, again, you give your pointer saying that this is what my costs, and help me get me my budgets, and what, and if you give a constraints like this, GM should not be maybe 30%, GM should not be 40%, give your constraints. It will help you to tell you what is your budgets and revenues, and in terms of what should be your costs. So all this can be done in cost management. Budget optimization can be done. Cost benefit analysis is done. We'll see one use case on cost benefit analysis. Cost planning also can be done. So how much of cost that I should plan in terms of, like, say, okay, I have to invest in, say, 10 hardware systems. It will help you to do the cost planning also. So these are some of the use cases so far, and the key do's and don'ts before we get on to the thing. The key do's and don'ts are primarily: one, use AI to automate repetitive tasks to increase efficiency. Use AI to make informed decisions based on large data. AI to be recommended to corrective actions to keep. It can generate corrective actions based on the historical data. Obtain relevant, current, and clean data from various. Again, that is one of the key things. As I mentioned, right, garbage in, garbage out. So the data that you provide, you will get the output accordingly. Ensure usage of AI is ethical and responsible. So that's another area that we should leverage AI, because there are cases where I think I'm being a data protection officer. I'm closely looking in terms of penalties. I saw one yesterday from ICO in the Key Supervisory Authority of GDPR gave a penalty where the data was not ethically used. So that's those we should ensure they are ethically used. Keep human in loop at all stages of AI. The key thing, again, human in loop means consent. If you are using any sensitive data or personal data, ensure you take a right consent in all stages where AI is leveraged for any clinical trials or anything. So please ensure to follow it, do responsible usage of AI. These are some of the do's, don'ts. Again, don'ts will be on the other side of what we should do. And don't use AI without considering potential ethical implications. That's a key thing. Ethical implications. Ensure there is no personal impact happening by usage of personal data. Take a right consent with the people. Let them know where you are using this data, what are the patterns that you would be using out of this data. So all these are some of the do's and don'ts that we should take care. With this, I'll take a pause and move on to the next topic. Before I move on to the next topic, any questions so far? I just want to cover some of the use cases, and then the key thing. These are some of the use cases that we can leverage, being a quality management or a project management guys.
Yeah, there was a question from Kalyan.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Given all the parameters, can AI give me a 5-by analysis? Is a question from Kalyan.
Yes. If you give some inputs, say that, okay, these are the parameters from the historical data. Again, most important thing is historical data is very important. If you get a historical data, it can tell you what is a probable causes from your data. So input is very important.
Thank you.
Thanks. Any other questions? Can we prepare 5i? Yes, we can. Mute your. Okay, I don't see any other questions.
So any example, Divakar, that 5Y actually happened? Because whatever you gave the explanation, that's look like it is directly identifying the root cause. But I want to understand whether the entire process is follows. It's go to one Y, then second Y, then third Y, and it has to be in different possible route. That kind of scenario, is it happened through a? Have you seen anywhere?
Honestly, I have not tried 5i, but I have done some root cause analysis, like what are the probable causes from the historical. So what I did is I gave a dump of my historical data, historical root causes. This is the situation. This was the root cause and all that. And I dumped a Excel sheet to my prompt and told this is the current situation, and that helped me from the historical information. Again, 5i I have not tried, but at least it will help you to do a RCA. Not all. I'm not sure it will ask 5 questions, 5 why questions. It has to be iterative, right? So you say, okay, what are the probable causes for this thing? Then you have it will tell you four prompts, or it will give you probable causes. Then you have to again prompt. Again, in one single prompt, you might not get a 5 whys, 5 answers to 5 whys, but you have to do learning. Like say you say this is the reason why there is a delay from my coming to office today. What are the probable causes? Your historical data has given some inputs. With that, it will give you 4 or 5 probable causes. Again, you have to say, okay, this is one of them. Tell me what are the other further probable causes. That you can do. You have to do the prompting every time. It is not in one single prompting. I am not sure 5i will be directly with a single prompt. It has to be a multiple prompts or iterative prompts. Hope I have answered your question.
Yes, I got it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions, team? So far, so good. I know it is a gyan for us. Unless we don't practice, we'll spend some time and practice. People who are on chat, open your chat GPT, Gemini, or anything that you are using. We'll do some practice with some prompts. Okay. So far, so good.
Yeah, Divakar.
Somebody was talking about hotel and all that before we started. Am I between the lunch? No, right?
No.
Good. Thanks, team. Some of the risks that we have to understand when we are leveraging AI. So these are some of the risks. As I said, I covered some of them in do's and don'ts. Data privacy issues. When we are leveraging, please ensure there is no sensitive data, because if you are using a public AI, the data lies in the public AI database. Please ensure while leveraging any AIs, public or private, please ensure what type of data you are leveraging. Unless you don't have a consent, please don't take any sensitive information or personal information, PII data, in anywhere. Also, one caveat again I have given, I would like to give in many organizations, we are allowed to use ChatGPT. But again, I would request, in the interest of client or enterprise organization, please don't give client names. Please don't give client logos, all those things. Please, because in public AIs, it is really dangerous. As long as you have a private AI enabled for your organization, you can always leverage end to end. But if it is a public AI, please use cautiously. Please do a double check before you enter your prompt, the data that you are feeding into the prompt. So these are some of the risks. I'll not go through again. Most of things are specific related to data concerns, third-party data, where you are, what type of data that we are using, inferences that you are taking. There are inferences that can come to you with an indirect way of tagging to a personal information. All that. Please ethically use, and these are some of the risks. Again, today you have a GDPR, you have privacy law, Indian DPDPA is there. Also, there is an EU AI Act has already with effect from last year, the 23 December, I think. Not 23 December, mid of last year. I don't remember the exact date. Somewhere it is already in effect. EU AI Act to leverage. There are similar acts in every country. So please ensure there are regulatory bodies who are monitoring us. Ensure you don't use any personal information or don't give any client logos, because every individual we have our obligations with our organizations. So please ensure you comply to that. Any questions before we move on to the next topic? I want to cover these two. One, the use cases on project management. Two, how to use it. So I'll give some examples with some prompt engineering. Any questions so far?
Nothing in the chart. You can proceed, Divakar.
Thanks, Hari. So we'll talk about prompt engineering. What is prompt engineering? So if you want to use ChatGPT effectively, you should know what is prompt engineering. That is very important. Irrespective of prompt engineering can help both for your personal life also, but don't try for your husband and wife. Don't try for your spouse. You will be in a soup. I would not recommend, but anything else for any academics, any of your career paths, your CV building, your personal education things. If you are doing any subject research, you can do leverage. All these are available, but how to use effectively, prompt engineering will help you. Okay. With this, what is prompt? Simple English, the text that we give to a Gen AI system. It can be OpenAI, Gemini, or any other Copilot, any other AI ChatGPT. So whatever the input that you are giving is your output will be dependent on the input. What is prompt engineering? Prompt engineering helps train the ML system on not just the industry specific language, but also nuances and intent of the query. That is what key importance. So you have to make your system, AI system learn continuously, and based on your historical data. Like say today I'm searching with a shopping, and tomorrow I'm searching with a sports. Third day you are searching for your project. Then definitely whatever you fed in the last 2 times will be definitely impacted to your third output. Whatever you are making them, whatever way you are training the system, the outcome will be like that. So the key, why exactly these are some of the symptoms or failures by inadequate use of prompt. Either you have a unstructured response, or you give a vague prompt, your output fails. Response is misaligned with expectations. So your input is very vague and unstructured, so your response are misaligned. Outdated information. So if you have fed your data till say 2020, like say I was looking out on, if you search in ChatGPT 3.0 of say 2025, it will not give you the 25 data. It will give you whatever is the last fed data to that. So there are versions, so outdated information based on the learning that you have given. So your information will be the latest. Okay. Conflicting information, and unless if your prompt is not clear, there might be chances of conflicting information, because English has multiple meanings. So ensure you give a correct language, correct way of usage of words, so there won't be a conflict. We'll see how can we rectify these failures. These are some of the symptoms that typically a prompt engineering has. What are the key components of a prompt engineering? Please be specific what you want to achieve from the prompt. So when you are feeding a prompt, you have to be specific, more precise on the instruction to make AI respond. Give a context, provide context on what exactly you are looking for. What is, like say I want to write a story on Diwali. So you have to give a context that Diwali in a Hindu festival with give me no more than 100 words, else it will give you unlimited. So you have to give a context what and why I'm using this. Tone matters. The way the language that you are using, the words that you are using, also matters to the AI voice. When you are using a AI voice agents, the tone also matters. Provide examples. You want to say, okay, I want to get uh, get this output in this similar format, giving some references to it. Then your output will be as you wish. Experiment, test, and refine. Again, as I said in a 5i wall, the query that was asked, experiment, test, and refine. The input that we have given based on our historical data, we have to iterate to ensure down the line our output is refined and response is right. So that is another. You have to keep making your AI learn continuously. Know your audience. So what exactly? So why exactly you are using this? So what you want to do? In a case of Diwali, what do you want to do? If you want to give a prompt on, I want say 10 liners of Diwali on Diwali. So why do you want to use? If you give a context to it, it will help you. So assume that in the real time world, you want to say I want to generate a report to my CEO or CXO or a test manager or a operations lead. If you give the roles, say that okay, this is what I'm working on a report for these kind of roles. It will tell you the right apt responses. If I say I'm a test manager and I'm wanted to give a inputs to my test lead or maybe my QA head or CEO with this set of content, you have to give the audience name of the type of the audience, and then based on that you get a response. Clarity is very important. Again, with the acronyms that you are using, I would recommend not to use any acronyms or any abbreviations because acronyms have many meanings. ABC in some other world is different. ABC in the manufacturing world in the stores is different. ABC in project prioritization is different. So you have to give what do you mean by ABC if I am using ABC as an acronym. So please ensure there are don't use any jargons, any acronyms or abbreviations. That's another key component that we have to structure the way we are putting, like say, okay, you want to call out some of the caveats that you want to give. So, okay, this is what this structure I want to give three level data with the section headers and all that. The prompt will help you on. So these are some of the key components on prompt engineering. I'll take a pause. Any questions so far?
I'm not asking a question, but I'm just trying to bring your attention while making the prompt. If anyone uses the words like please and thank you, remember that you're causing tens of thousands of $1 million to the person who is actually built the algorithm, and you're costing that much amount of money while you're constructing the prompt. So I know being polite is good, but not with the algorithm. Algorithm doesn't know whether you say please or thank you or like that.
Thanks for bringing that point. I don't know who's talking, but thanks. Definitely, yes. There is a cost on to these algorithms. Again, if you hear those numbers, it is huge.
Very huge.
Thanks for bringing that point. Yes. Prompt have to be very concise. That's what these are the key components that we have to see. Okay. Any questions? Any other questions, queries so far?
Nothing on the chart, Diwakar. Just a time check. We are left with 15 minutes.
Yes. So the key magic prompt formula. So ensure you have a context, what you want to do. Give a text task. What is a task that you want to achieve from? Give some instructions and example. So this is the magic prompt formula. Again, I took this from PMI course, one of the course. This is what your magic prompt. I'll cover some of the techniques. Again, the top two techniques are RTF and create. You don't have to by heart this. It is just role tasks. These RTF, and then create as an acronym again. If you start practicing, SMART is also very good formula for creating a prompt. Okay. Again, I'll get into this. These are some of the other prompts. I don't recommend all, but the top two, the RTF and Create, are well known in the AI world. Probably practice one formula and ensure you continue and then start learning, explore more from there. So RTF is role, task, and format. So when you are giving a prompt, this is an example. If you are seeing on the right hand side, you are an experienced project manager that specializes in facility in renovation and construction management. So you are telling who are you before you are introducing yourself, that I am an experience, like in the world of say test management. I want to get some uh, prompt on being a test manager. So I'll say I am a test manager looking out for generating so and so, and I am in the current state. Then you will tell what exactly you are expecting from. Your task is to identify potential risk in the renovation project to transform a designated wing into a functional outpatient clinic. This is a task. You have to precisely state what exactly AI needs to accomplish. So you give a task, you introduce yourself, you give a task, and you let know what is a format that you want, in what format you want. Create a risk register with potential risk in a table form. So you are saying in table form. So that's the format that you are expecting, the output. So these are the, it's just a simple RTF is a role, task, and format. So you have, whenever you are writing a prompt, think about the role that you are looking for. You can do anything else. If you might not be playing that role, so assume that you want some data by so CIO wants this data. See, you introduce whom the audience is. Say that okay, this is the audience, and this is the task that they are looking for. This is the format they are looking for. It can be a PPT, it can be a chart, it can be a table form. You have to. This is a very easy technique that we can use in and on a daily basis. Again, there are pros and cons, but again, I would recommend don't worry about pros and cons of this. Start with the basic of RTF prompt engineering. The second one, again, this is very comprehensive. Again, if you want to get some business charters or use cases for a wider audience, Create is another prompt technique that can be leveraged. Create says character. C stands for character. Define the persona or the role that you are looking for. Request, what exactly you are requesting. Articulate the task that you are looking for. E is for examples. Provide some examples. Again, on the right hand side, if you go through, right, you will have some, we'll go through. So create character. You are saying I'm a project manager that specializes in facility renovation. See the difference between the previous prompt and this prompt. Again, I understand Create is a little comprehensive, but the moment your prompt is really comprehensive, your output is also very refined one. Identify potential risks in the renovation project to transform designated wing into a, so that's the request you are asking. Examples, you are saying that you are giving some examples, uploaded some tables from previous projects or data or reports. And then you are saying some constraints, you are giving a constraint, ensure compliance with healthcare regulations and safety standards. So those are some of the adjustments and constraints that you are giving, and you're asking what are the type of outputs you want. So you want an output in a register, in a risk register as a table format. You're also evaluating. E stands for evaluating. So you are saying that a comprehensiveness, ensure all the relevant risks are identified, include, so you are giving some of the steps that to evaluate. Ensure this register says what type of construction delays, budget overruns, patient safety. These are some of the attributes that this prompt response should be. So this is one of the thing again, but again, if you go with this Create, again, you would not be so easy, but these are some of the techniques that you can always leverage to get a refined prompts. Okay. The easiest one is the previous one, RTF, role text, role task, and format. That's the easiest one. If you want the advanced one, you can leverage Create. There are other techniques also, Smart. I won't recommend, Google it, you will get. With the right prompt, the problems that we have seen in the previous slides, this is the solution that we'll get. Provide more detailed instructions. So once you have your RTF or Create, so you are telling what exactly the prompt should happen. So your prompt will be comprehensive and refined. Don't rely on AI assumptions. Again, don't go with all the assumptions, because historical data, what we have fed, we don't know. Don't go with whatever the output that AI gave. Don't believe, and just to ensure you evaluate it. Provide sufficient context. Again, RTF and create will help the prompt to provide sufficient context. Reread your prompt and clarify. Again, if there are any conflicting information, please ensure you reprompt. Again, as I mentioned in 5i, right, you can do a reprompting saying that, okay, these are not the probable reasons, might be this, can you relook into it? It can go back and reprompt. Okay, you can do that. Okay, this is the key techniques that I would recommend. Again, I'll just skip these two, but in the interest of time, I just want to get on to some of the prompts. And the first prompt on the decision, again, I just kept these prompts and noted in my notepad so that you can see how different. So I'm using ChatGPT here. So my prompt here is, I'm working with a software testing team facing a decisions either to outsource or hire an in-house tester. This is our regular problem, whether I should do an outsourcing or should I hire an in-house tester. My outsourcing cost is $20K upfront and $5K per month for 6 months. That is what is my outsourcing cost. You are giving an input. So you are saying role is software testing. I'm building a software testing team. Okay. Then you are saying the inputs, you are giving data like outsourcing cost is 20K upfront and 5K for 16, which is a continuous cost for 6 months. If I do outsourcing, and I'm also giving a in-house tester. If I hire an in-house tester, it will be 60K salary. So that is what I'm giving the data to the AI and asking for show me the total cost of each using a detailed cost benefit analysis. This will help you. Again, I'm telling which format I want. I'm telling in a table format. You can ask for a PPT, one PPT PowerPoint slide, it will give a PowerPoint slide. So once I do this prompt, it will help you to provide what is so if you are seeing, it will give a recommendation. If your priority is speed, flexibility, and short-term coverage, outsourcing is cost-effective, which is 10K cheaper, gets you up and running faster. However, if your goal is long-term sustainability, internal capability building, and knowledge retention, these are some of the recommendations that it is giving. Okay. Now let's go to the data. Based on the inputs that we gave, it will tell you if your outsource is this. So you don't have to do math and you put that Excel. You just get the output as is. You just copy paste in your slides, saying that, okay, they based on these recommendations, evaluate whether this recommendation is right or wrong, and then put your thought process and say what is. So the outcome is, if you see here, the outcome, it says 20K and then monthly cost is 30. The total cost for 6 months is 50K if you are outsourcing. If you are in-house tester, then it is 60K. So preference recommendations are already there with 10K cheaper. If you are looking for a high priority, speed, flexibility, and short term, then the ChatGPT will provide you the recommendation also. This is one of the cost benefit analysis. Any questions so far? Assume no. I'll probably take another example. Again, I took more in terms of testing because I was exploring for some of the testing things. Let me take another prompt example. I'm a QA manager here, so I'm telling what my role is. Testing, I plan to do a testing of a new mobile app with an original scope of 5 devices, 5 devices for users. However, the client keeps adding new requirements, including 2 new devices, 2 user roles. You are giving the tasks, you are giving a data of what you have, the inputs that you got from your customer, which includes single sign-on, Microsoft Azure Cloud Security, ChatGPT bot integration. Client insists the app must meet all these requirements. So they gave these requirements. The team estimated the addition will extend the timeline by 3 months and cost of 50K. The original budget was 60K. I need to manage the scope creep and communicate with the client about the impact on the project timelines and budget. So you gave the input, you gave the requirements, you are asking for create a requirement traceability matrix in a table format, help me manage the scope creep and communicate with the client about the impact on project times. I'm giving a prompt with a create format. The previous one was more of a RTF format. Here I'm giving a create format. Once I do this, it will help you. You have the requirement, and it will help you provide output in a table format, asking for what is your first requirement, what is the second requirement, what you should do, and finally what is the project impact summary. ChatGPT will help you to do this. It will also draft you. You ask for an email, how to communicate. It will also draft you an email saying that what is it. My only caveat when you are using this AI prompt, please evaluate, put your brain to see whether these are right or wrong. Okay, that is the only thing that you should do. So it gives, based on our team's analysis, the timeline will extend by 3 months to accommodate proper development, testing, and quality assurance. Budget will increase by 50K, bringing the total to 110K to cover additional resources. This is what, again, some of the solutions that it gave. So this is how we can leverage prompt. Again, only thing is by experience how to use these prompts. How can we leverage these techniques? You can effectively use ChatGPT or any AI for decision making. I'll take a pause. Any questions so far? I know I'm almost 2 minutes away. I just want to let me take very small project management thing again. Meanwhile, if anyone has any question, please unmute, and then I'm happy to take.
I understand whatever you're saying is about from the point of the prompt engineering and how AI is functioning, but I don't really understand the project management stuff, because these are all generic stuff. What you're actually showing is a prompt engineering. Could you take a pass on how project management, PMI or project management related stuff, AI tools that can be used?
Okay, so these are AI. AI is like, again, right? Like we have ChatGPT, we have Gemini, we have Copilot. The use cases that I talked about, you can. My intent of this session is more on the use cases in a project management lifecycle. Okay, these are some of the examples that I'm talking about where we can leverage prompt engineering. There are tools. Again, PMI has tools within it. Like, again, there is a prompt engineering exchange on the PMI website. If you are aware, probably I'll go to that. You will have a set of database. I'll just show you this. Let me go. So the prompts that I'm showing are from this project management prompt engineering access. There is a exchange where PMI has given. Again, people who are members of PMI can leverage. You tell what is a problem, or you want to look out near the prompts related to it. That will help you to get the right prompts, like agile estimation. If you click on this, you will have prompts related to agile estimations. So these are the prompt. I'm again, as just to want to give a caveat, I'm covering only more on what are the use cases that can be done as part of a project lifecycle. To how can we do the prompting, doing prompt engineering in our project lifecycle. This is what I plan to cover. And there are tools, as I mentioned, like even Project Management Institute has a AI tool. What is that? Infinite. I forgot. I should have added. There is a project management AI, like similar to ChatGPT. There is a AI tool by Project Management Institute, Infinity or Infinite. I forgot the name, but it is there. Google it, you'll get the AI for that. So that will help you with the historical data. Already that AI has trained with a lot of historical data of project management. But again, it's a public website. Please use cautiously. With this, I'll take a pause. Any questions? I just want to go through. If you want any exchanges, like if you go to this prompt exchange and you want query, this is very good forum of prompt engineering exchange where you will get some prompts, examples of prompts, and that can be leveraged, tailored, and then your prompt can be effectively used. With this, I'll take a pause. The other two slides that I want to cover was more on what exactly are the regulations that we have in the world. So these are some of the regulations that we have. Again, everybody, you might be knowing on EU AI Act, which is effective from 23, I think. So there are NIST has their own AI risk management framework on what are the key regulations that you should do. Those are some of, I just want to touch base here. Some of the AI regulations. Google it, you will get, again, prompt to ChatGPT, you will get what are the AI regulations as on today. So that will help you. With this, I'll take a pause, and thanks for giving me an opportunity. I'll see if any questions before I wrap up things. Let me come on video. I'll head. Any questions, team? Assuming no questions, thanks, team. Thanks, Hari. Thanks, Malika, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yeah, Diwakar, thank you very much on behalf of Hyderabad Spin for taking up this session. And we have seen a good number of participation today. So Spin also trying to revise the knowledge sharing sessions. Earlier we used to run on Saturday, where we have received some kind of feedback that it would be nice to have these sessions on a working day. So we thought of trying it on a working day. I think most of the companies are working day. Few already declared leaves because of this Good Friday being a national holiday in some of the client regions. However, this particular small experiment helped us seeing higher participation today. Going forward, the Spin will continue to organize the knowledge sharing sessions on Friday. So given if somebody is interested, please let us know the venue, so that we will make it as more hybrid, so that personal interactions will continue to happen and people will get a platform to exchange their thoughts and then try to get more what is happening in the industry. Okay, so within a short notice, thank you, Diwakar, for taking up. Most of the people started using today ChatGPT on a personal note and also on the business things. But the points that you gave us in terms of RAF role task, kind of approach or create approach, some other approaches have really given some kind of insights people to more elaborate the prompt and then get more accurate information. So people generally keep the information and they get the responses. So people tends to use the information as it is. I think some of the guidance that is given, like reviewing and then altering to the individual needs, I think these are very basic things, but if these are not unnoticed, so definitely it will create a kiosk. The other important element is on the data privacy related things. Yeah, definitely we have seen in the organizations people without their knowledge, so they are just keeping some of the client related data in public, and on the other hand, HR policies are very stringent considering the contractual obligations. So you have already touched base on those elements in your presentation. I think thank you very much, Diwakar, being with the Spin and then supporting the knowledge sharing sessions. And team, we request individual, please do let us know what are those topics that you are interested in the upcoming sessions. We will definitely collaborate with the speakers and then try to make it more valuable to the individuals. Once you join the session, definitely you'll get some takeaways from Spin sessions. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks everyone.
Thank you, Diwakar. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.